Hello, I'm Ros Atkins. Welcome to BBC News. Our top story is that Russian armoured vehicles have entered the Ukrainian capital, Kiev, as the authorities hand out thousands of machine guns to defend the city. Damage in the capital's residential neighbourhoods have occurred after reports of missile strikes and an aircraft being shot down. Those are warning shots being fired as thousands continue to try and flee the capital by train or indeed by whatever means possible. Meanwhile, the Kremlin says it's prepared for talks. Vladimir Putin is calling on the Ukrainian military to put down its weapons.
Take power into your own hands. Like that, it will be easier for us to come to an agreement than with that gang of druggies and neo-Nazis.
NATO leaders have called Russia's invasion of Ukraine a terrible strategic mistake for which it will pay a severe cost for years to come.
President Putin's decision to pursue his aggression against Ukraine is a terrible strategic mistake, for which Russia will pay a severe price for years to come.
Hello and welcome, whether you're watching in the UK or on PBS in the US or indeed anywhere else in the world on BBC World News. And we'll start with the Ukrainian capital, Kiev, which is under Russian attack. The country's President Zelensky, has urged the army to stand firm in the face of this assault, saying it was all the country had. He said the international community has left his nation to fight alone and urged civilians to help defend Ukraine. Meanwhile, Russia's President Vladimir Putin is calling on the Ukrainian military to seize power from its own government. Let me take you through some of the key developments. Russian troops are closing in on the capital. Military vehicles have entered the city, but they are meeting resistance. Exact figures aren't known, but there are reports of large numbers of Ukrainian casualties, both military and civilian, and of some Russian military deaths too. Streams of people in cars and on foot have been crossing from Ukraine into Poland, Romania and Hungary. The UN Refugee Agency believes up to 5 million people may try to flee abroad. That's fierce fighting in Kiev, but also around the country, with Russian troops advancing from the north, from the east and from Crimea in the south. But all eyes are on the capital. There have been exchanges of fire in the north of the city, which was reached by an advance party of Russian troops. Gunfire has also been heard in the city centre, close to the presidential palace, and there's been fierce fighting at the Antonov airport, which is to the west of the capital. Well, in the first of our reports today, our correspondent Nick Beake looks at the day the nation's capital came under attack.